Hi guys, welcome to the latest Quest to Compete video. I hope everyone is enjoying sort of following these along. I know they are sort of relatively similar at the minute, but it's going to be the case until I start dieting down, which is the end of this month, so 24th of February. Then we'll start to see some changes, hopefully week by week, and there'll be a lot more to talk about in terms of how I'm going to attack prep and sort of the procedures that we're doing to get me in stage condition. At the minute it's just a case of holding this body weight that I'm at the minute and trying to make it look better and just perform as best I can in the gym. So general wise this week, pretty good week. I went home over the weekend, which was nice. Got to see my mum and dad for a little bit, got to see my mates from back at home, which I don't really get to do that often, so that was good. But other than that, generally just a standard week. I've got a very busy February coming up, so we've been trying to keep things pretty chilled like last week, and then now it's going to be packed sort of weekends from last weekend going into the next weekend, weekend after that, weekend after that. We've got things booked every weekend, so it's going to be quite busy. But it's all planned ahead, so won't be getting stressed out or letting it affect anything and falling out of routine. Should be spot on. Okay, so this week's training video is actually from last weekend, so not the weekend just gone, like the previous one before that. So it's about 10 days ago now since I did this session, so I may sort of memory's a little bit foggy, but I've got the video in front of me to run through it anyway. It was a push session at Premier Gym in Colville with my online client Slater, who is a big guy. He beat me on a few of the movements, to be fair, on the main presses. But no, very good session. If you are from like the Leicestershire area, or if you're around there, I'd recommend this gym actually as one of the better ones that I've been to be fair. I'm going to look at trying to train there more often as and when I can. So we'll get straight into the session. So I tried to follow it as best as I possibly could to like what my session would have been at Dynamite, because my normal push sessions are at Dynamite. So we started off with a high incline dumbbell press, as I would have done in my own session. To be fair, the incline could have potentially been a little bit higher, but we were sort of getting used to the bench. I think the next one up from this on that specific bench was like literally like a shoulder press, so it was hard to get it right. We both took the 50s for a spin on the top set. I think Slater beat me by 1 rep. It seemed to be the pattern of the whole session was him beating me by 1 rep, which was very annoying. But it's good to train with people that are stronger than you, that can push you and make you motivated to keep getting stronger and keep pushing harder. So it was actually a really good session. So on this one we did just one top set, one back off set. So one set aiming at 6 to 9 and then one 12 to 15. Obviously I had numbers in the logbook to beat, but every gym you go to, kit's going to be slightly different. Even when it comes down to the dumbbells, like the free weights, yeah, you can generally rely on it, but often there'll be slight deviances. So like the 50s somewhere may feel heavier or lighter than the 50s elsewhere. But I was quite happy with this. I actually maintained same reps with a +1 with Slater giving me a hand on the last rep. But we're hitting here primarily upper chest, so clavicular fibers of the chest, as well as a lot of front delt as well because of the height of the incline of the bench. But yeah, generally happy with how it went. I would have liked to get one more without needing that spot, but it was pretty good, and I was happy to say I was in a different gym to get the same amount of reps. Like I say, variables are different when you train elsewhere. We then actually went on to a reverse banded flat Smith machine press. So I would usually have flat dumbbell, but because we were training elsewhere, we didn't just want to just use the dumbbells like you could anywhere. I thought we'd try a different, couple of pieces of kit out. The Smith machine at Dynamite is awful, so I thought I'd try a decent Smith machine like this one here. It's all Cybex kit. They've got a few new hammer strength pieces of kit there, but primarily it's all Cybex, so it's pretty good stuff. Took the top set on this one as 3 plates aside, which was actually pretty good. Felt quite strong on that. It was heavy. The reason that we're using the bands is we're just trying to basically match up the resistance curve to the strength curve of the pec. So obviously at the bottom point we're in our weakest position when the pec is in its most lengthened. So what we're doing is we're actually making it easier by letting the resistance of the band come into play and help you out of that hole at the bottom. And then as you get to the top, towards the stronger point of the strength curve of the pec, the band completely slackens off, so it's not giving you anything at that top point on that contraction. Same in terms of rep ranges on that one. One top set 6 to 9, one back off 12 to 15. Then we moved on to a machine dip. So again, at Dynamite, I would have been on a neutral grip dumbbell press. So neutral grip, more tricep dominant, keeping the elbows tucked in. But because I was in another gym, I wanted to try this out. So we tried out the dip machine. Very, very good actually. To be fair, I felt a little bit like I couldn't get locked in. Like you can see my bum's coming out of the seat, but I just had to like drive my toes down and push my knees into the pad to stay locked in as best I could. We took a couple of force reps on that at the end as well, and that was brutal towards the end. The last 1 or 2, like your triceps are absolutely fried, and it comes onto your chest, and it's like your chest and even like your front delts, everything towards the last sort of portion of the last 1 or 2 reps was like agony across my chest because my triceps are just fatigued completely. Again, on that one though, same concept. My session is neutral grip, 1 set 6 to 9, 1 12 to 15. So we did that on the dip machine. Very similar movement pattern. Then we moved on to a cuffed clavicular fly. So again, aiming for the clavicular fibers of the chest, so the upper chest fibers. I'm going from a low to high angle, so low to high, driving up and almost thinking elbows up and towards my forehead. So the cables are set low, and then I'm driving up towards the forehead to follow. The reason for that is to follow these fibers in that direction, because that's the direction that they run. So we're trying to contract them in the same direction that they run in. On this one we did 4 sets, so not like your straight top set back off. We did 4 sets. We did 2 sets of 8 to 10 and then 2 sets of 12 to 15, aiming to try and match across both on those. So aiming to try and match your first 2 sets with each other and your second 2 sets with each other. Very, very good movement. I definitely recommend it. If you've not tried it, try it out with the cuffs. The AQF cuffs are the ones that you want to try and get over your elbow, because generally most of the cuffs will be too small, but the AQF ones on Amazon will fit over your elbow, and you should buy 2 because they're sold singular. It's also good if you have someone there to help you get in and out, because it's quite tough. Then we did a crucifix lateral raise on the Cybex cables. Cuffs on this one have actually moved to the wrists, and I'm just focusing on driving up, and I'm allowing a little bit of rotation, so I'm finishing in that kind of position there. So there's a little bit of rear delt as well as I finish in that top point. You can go pretty heavy on that in comparison to what you may be able to do on like a strict like lying lateral. And then we finished off, the rep range for the laterals was same as the cuffed flies. And then finish off with 1 triple rest pause set. So failure 15 seconds, failure 15 seconds, failure on the crossbody tricep extension on the cables. So all in all, really, really good session, to be fair. I would definitely recommend going to that gym. Like I've said, if you are in this area, I'm going to look at trying to train there a little bit more often, potentially have a leg session there. And they've got a few good pieces of kit on legs. And just the atmosphere is pretty good. Good music, good amount of people in there. Everyone was training well. Definitely better than generally your sort of basic gyms, like your basic commercial gyms. It had a better atmosphere than that. So I'll put my checking photos on from this week. So again, very similar to how I was looking last week. I'm just holding this body weight. I'm pretty much hovering now between like 204 and 206 pounds in the morning. Basically that depends on numerous things, like what my level of expenditure was the day before, how late I ate my last meal the night before, how many times I went to the toilet the day before. Like, it comes down to so many different things. I have it a lot with clients who will panic if they're 1 pound up, or they have a little fluctuation of even something like, I was going down for 3 days and then half a pound went on. It's like literally the smallest increment of body weight going on, you cannot worry about. It's not like you've just randomly gained a half pound of fat overnight when you've not changed anything. It's literally just due to things like water weight, food volume in the gut, sort of sodium levels. Potentially you've had higher sodium meals, so you're holding more water. Like, there's so many different things that can come into it. So I'm generally hovering around 204, 206, but I'm pretty happy with the look. I could be happier. I'm hoping that over the next 2 or 3 weeks I'll make it look a little bit better, make it a bit harder, hopefully be a little bit more conditioned in this at this weight. And then, like I say, February 24th is when we start dieting down and preparing to get ready for the show in August, middle of August. Which is going to be plenty of time. So it's about 24, 25 weeks before that first show, and I'll be aiming to lose 30 to 40 pounds I'll need to lose. And I've had people, chatting with obviously my clients and people like that, and And they're all like, how are you going to do that? And it's very simple. Like, I'm literally just going to eat less and probably move a bit more, like, you know, increase my steps a little bit. May potentially add another session of cardio in. We'll probably use posing as a form of expenditure, start adding more posing in daily as a routine. But I'm on a lot of food at the minute, so I've got a lot of ammunition to use. I don't need to worry too much, especially at the start. Like, I know for a fact I'm going to get in condition. My only worry is whether I'll have enough size to do any damage, that's all. But yeah, I think that's everything covered, so I'll leave the video there. Thank you all for watching, as always. I hope you enjoy the videos. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all the views that I'm getting and the people that are following it along. If you could like the video, that would be massively appreciated. And if you also are new, or if you haven't subscribed, then if you could subscribe, that'd be great, thank you. And hopefully I will catch you all in the next video. Cheers, guys.